Hey, what's up, everybody? Mogion Monster here, along with the lovely Stevie B.
Hey.
Welcome to Why the Fascination, or WTF, as we like to call it. Good to see everybody tonight. Hope everybody's doing great. Mr. Lee, what's up, bud?
Sharon.
Hey, Jim.
And Sharon.
Hey, Griff, how are you?
Greetings.
Danny Staten.
What's up, Danny?
What's going on, bud?
Lee. How you doing,
I
Lee?
think we got everybody already. Damn, that was quick.
That was quick. All right, we're done.
Good night.
See ya.
2 hours already? Holy
I
shit.
swear. Jim.
Time flies.
How you doing, Jim? Griff.
They live. Yeah, we're living. We're getting binge watching Supernatural. We just paused it. It's like, you gotta go on.
It's like, oh shit, 10 minutes. You can't help it.
Blazer, how you doing? Yeah, she had never seen Supernatural before.
Never watched
Go
it.
figure. And so I turned her on to it, and we're on season 8.
Yeah.
Like
episode 8. 7, somewhere around there.
13.
Oh, is it? I can't see that far. And I can't keep track. We just keep watching. It just keeps rolling. Damn Netflix.
Yeah, that's like we'll binge watch. I don't watch like normal TV. It's usually YouTube and
We don't have cable. We don't
Netflix.
stream everything we watch.
Normally.
Yeah. I mean, we don't watch much, so don't spend a terrible amount of time in front of
Danny
TV.
says you realize it started when you said goodnight, right? What does that mean?
No idea.
Blazer wants to know what's the status of the light in the window. It's on.
I said last night, I think the batteries are finally taking a toll because it does look a little dimmer, but it still keeps coming on.
Yeah, I saw it.
We stopped watching what time it comes on.
Because I know what time it's going to come on. It's like 7:32,
to 7:35 maybe at the latest.
Somewhere in there.
7:30.
I wanted to watch it tonight. I saw the clock. It was like 10 to 7. And I'm like, oh, okay. So
you think about it, but then it just goes by.
It.
Yeah. Next thing you notice, it's on. It's like, damn it.
So yeah, for those who don't know, there's that light in the window, and it's a little candelabra we put out for Christmas. There were 3 of them. They're battery operated. They're not.
Bought from the Dollar General, 3-pack.
They don't have like a photo sensor on it, so it goes on when it gets dark.
$5 for a 3-pack. I mean, just cheap as you can get.
Anyway, this thing just goes on at the same time every night.
Every night. And has since like 2 weeks before Christmas, I think.
I didn't pay attention to it before Christmas. I didn't notice until after, like, that it was going on until after.
Well, we've had Christmas. It out in the window since about 2 weeks before Christmas.
Okay, yes.
So let's put it that way.
But it just goes on by, and you're supposed to twist it on. And
we packed all the other ones away.
Well,
there was only 2 other, but we packed all the Christmas decorations.
We don't turn it on. We don't turn it off.
We don't touch it. I'm afraid to touch it because I don't want to have any influence on it.
I don't either. That's kind of like going, shit, if the battery's down, change it and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. I'm almost anxious for that. Yeah, it's just weird.
Blazer said, witchcraft.
Put a camera on that light. Yeah, we've talked about it many times.
Yeah, I have. I don't know where my camera is right
it's over there on the table.
I'm going to throw a tripod up and video it. I just got to remember to do it.
I think you're right. That's the thing. we think about it. Like,
I've sat here and I videoed it, and I got to I'm like, shit, I don't want to have this much tape or this.
Let it run for this long.
And I clicked it off and I clicked it back on, and in that click, it went on. I didn't see it go on because I was looking at the phone, but I went click, click, stop video, start video, and looked, and it was on. I was like, what the fuck?
True story. I was sitting on the couch. I heard, what the fuck?
And I just deleted those videos because I was making room in my phone.
Pammy.
That could be
Hey.
true. You have a ghost, possibly.
Yeah, that's more likely.
Well, no,
I
I've
mean,
seen shadows and stuff,
There's
but
stuff that goes on, but I don't know if it has anything
I haven't
to do with the
seen it.
light.
I don't know anything lately that's caught
Just
my
the
attention
remote
here.
exploding in my hand.
I think, yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
But I think that was a battery.
Yeah.
Battery or something.
Well, I mean, obviously that's what happened, but how often does that happen?
This is the battery. The end blew off of it. It's a AAA battery that was in the remote.
All right.
And she was
Excuse
holding
me
it.
1 second. I gotta go grab my phone.
And she was holding the remote. She was sitting down, and she went to get up. And as she got up, in her hand, she felt a pop, and she threw the remote. I had to buy a new one. But the battery exploded while she was holding it. Pammy, what's up, girl? Good to see you. We had a dancing flower that would go off randomly. There were no batteries in it. It was right after my ex-father-in-law died. He liked big band music, and it played in the mood. No shit. Alex, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, no, that's just weird. And although something... There's a thing. There's a sticker because I want there's a sticker on the candle or the light, and it says something about complying with FCC whatever, and it said that it may be you might get results from it that like outside interference somehow. And I'm wondering what goes on at 7:32. What is turning on that is interfering with that? That's the only logical thing I can think of. I'd have to read it, but I'm not touching it. I had the Claymore remote by mistake, right? Yeah, I don't know. That was weird.
Yeah, it scared the shit out of me. I was going to get up and boom. All I did was flung it out of my hand. I kind of dropped it. I just let go of it and it hit the floor because I wasn't going to hold it in my hand and wait for it to do it again.
I texted her because she was at work and I got up and I'm like, fucking remote won't work. Or I couldn't. Yeah, it wouldn't work. I said, I texted her, what's up with the remote? Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if you were at work or you were here, but
no, I was at work, and when it happened was late in the night. You were asleep, so there was no time that we had talked in between, and I had kind of forgotten about it because I was at work. I was like, oh yeah, gotta tell you what happened.
That is weird, Karen. By the way, that flower would go on, no batteries. I don't think I've had anything go on like that except this, like anything turn on. Pammy, it's funny that when you pop in, we're talking about ghosts. For those of you who don't know, Pammy's my sister. And we've had a few experiences together. Weird shit. Mr. Lee, I heard vibrators can cause interference. Just saying. Sorry, I couldn't resist. OCST, how's it going? Well, that was probably a haunted item. Could be.
Right.
Or radioactive. Well, you touch it and your hand stings. Yeah, that's weird.
Said I threw it out after half a day. Yeah, probably would have too.
I don't know. I would have been intrigued.
Alex says you have a mischievous ghost who likes to do pranks. Wait, I can't even read. Lord, help me
You have
out
a
here.
mischievous ghost who likes to do pranks. Challenge it, see what happens.
Yeah, no, just leave him alone.
Yeah, they don't. If there is one here, it hasn't caused any issues. Hasn't made any.
Startled me that very first time with the cabinet.
Yeah, but you keep seeing something outside, so
Yes.
it's some weird shit or out the door from the couch and
Yeah,
seeing things that like glitch out.
walk around the corner of the house and seen somebody standing there. And it just kind of glitched.
Pammy
and
says,
just
"Ghost,
gone.
yay! They come to visit me occasionally." Yeah, I don't challenge them. There's no reason to.
No, because then I feel like you're messing around.
I'd
with
rather
things you
just come
shouldn't
to an agreement.
be. Yeah,
You do your thing on
I
mine.
do talk to whatever it is occasionally, like knock it off, that kind of like, what the fuck. Yeah, I talk, but
telling them what to do.
go away.
No, I've been looking. Maybe it's from the dog that passed away. I've had that. I haven't seen Lucy around. No low shadows or.
No.
I haven't seen anything like that.
If I knew anything about Lucy, she's not looking to come back.
She's
She's
running.
just running.
Yeah,
She's on the ultimate explorer.
absolutely.
I love her.
She only stayed because I wanted her to.
Right. First chance
Because I made
out
her.
the door, she was gone every time. The week before she passed, or was it 2 weeks?
I don't know.
It was a couple of
she
weeks.
got out. Wanders off.
Love to go.
Pammy says Kim has an attachment. It would open doors and move things. What's she doing about it?
See, and that's where I wonder. Not disputing anything she just said, but I've always wondered: is it an attachment or is it a sensitivity? You know what I mean? Not just in this case. I'm saying
For
in
you guys who
general,
don't
for
know,
myself.
Kim is also my sister. I haven't seen it move things. Like it would open doors and move things. I've never seen that around Kim. And up to 2 years ago, we were, or 3 years ago, whatever it was, we lived together, and I can see her having an attachment, though. Mr. Lee, no, not on my end. But Pammy and I have witnessed activity that was like, I don't know. It was just weird. The circumstances when the night my mom died. You guys have heard this. I'm not going to get into it. But Pammy's been my witness. Kim's seen some stuff.
Laser said Kim could be doing it unconsciously. I mean, there is that possibility.
Kim, if you're watching, I'm sorry, but and Pammy will agree, and probably I think Pammy would agree. Her having attachments makes sense. It would explain a lot. Pammy, I think you'd agree. And then this is, I'm not trying to put our shit out there.
No, it's her personal experience, so I get what you're saying. Although, we don't know, but yeah, I get it. I get what you mean. And that's what I had said about the sensitivity part, that it may not apply in Kim's case, but I've always often wondered, attachment or sensitivity.
Well, as far as sensitivity goes, my dad's sister, my aunt, supposedly she had psychic powers, or she was sensitive, seeing things or whatever. Pammy has Viola. My dad had 6 or 7 sisters, 1 brother. Big ass family. 6 sisters.
Alex.
So it is in the family somewhere. I don't know what she knows I've got something going on. I don't know what it is. Don't know how to use it. Just happens. But it happens.
Yeah, all the time. Alex Wright, Stevie B is always attracted to paranormal.
Yes.
And for those of you that don't know, Alex is my ex-husband. We've known each other since I was 14. Yeah, I was 14.
That's a long time.
Yeah. Yep. My oldest friend.
Right on.
But yeah, he knows. I mean, there's been my whole life.
There are those that had attachments that later learned they were actually sensitive after the fact. That's possible too. I'm not saying Kim's not sensitive. She'd probably say she was. I think. But just this is kind of an epiphany for me. Just that if she has an attachment, I'm like, yeah.
Pammy wrote, it is very true.
Yeah.
Viola is the one that told.
Okay. She told me about mommy moving things on me. Pammy would have things move throughout the house or throughout the day or whatever. Just, where the fuck are my keys or whatever. Shit like that. And my aunt told her that it was my mother moving them. And one of the shared experiences that Pammy and I had was the day my mother died. I've only had 2 things happen, I think, pertaining to my mother, and it was that night and then 17 years later. But so much other shit has happened in the meantime. But to make your presence known and make you
very obvious
believe, in what you're doing or the way you're thinking, it's a
confirmation.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, it's a confirmation. And at a time when you're like, why do I even still believe this shit? And then boom, it's like a reaffirmation or whatever that you're like, shit, believe me now? It's like, yep.
Right. Hey, Blazer. Kelly, good to see you.
Oh, she told me about moving things, Jack, and we're breaking things. Well, yes, I do remember that. Things kept getting broken. Like a lot. What was it?
Michael,
what's up? Pammy, do you want to come on?
You should. Come talk about it.
It would help if I posted the link. Sorry, guys. We got into this and just started babbling.
Right.
We've only been on 20 minutes.
Wow.
Guys, the link... that ain't going to help.
Let's
try that one. V. Well, everybody that's hanging out, welcome.
Yes. Indeed.
If anybody wants to come on, hang out, hit that link. It's in chat. Follow the directions. It's pretty simple. If you don't want to be on camera, bottom of the screen, hit stop camera.
Like
you don't have to be on screen.
Oh, I did it again.
Also, if you do come on, turn off YouTube in the background if you have that window open. So you just deal with StreamYard. So come hang out. Mogs lost CTI.
I don't know.
What is CTI?
Mr. Lee said, Pamela, put your bandana on and come on the show.
My dad came back exactly 1 year after his passing as an orb with his face when my mom was deathly sick. My mom was all better the next day. Wow.
Wow. CTL.
When my dad, just before my dad passed, I don't know if it was Pammy or if it was Kimmy. I think it might have been Kimmy. Was in the room with my dad, and he passed at home. You know, they had hospice. But at one point, he was looking at something like at the foot of his bed or wherever, could have been looking at his closet, whatever. But he was seeing something that nobody else in the room was, and he's looking at it. Is this? I don't know if he saw people or, is this it? Or I don't know if it mentioned heaven or whatever. But he's looking at it and he goes, I don't get it. And I'm like, I'm wondering, like, what confused him? What was he seeing that confused him?
Right.
I don't know if it was Pammy or Kimmy that saw it, that was there with him.
Alex said it's confirmation that life goes on after death. Those that see what others don't have an amazing gift, depending on how you look at it. Or how you look at it.
Well, yeah. Some would consider it a gift. Others would consider it a curse. Some people aren't in a position or want to be in a position to have that responsibility, or those, like an empath denying that they're an empath, knowing they are, but just pushing it aside and never addressing it.
Or someone like Alex and I's oldest daughter, who has experienced so much paranormal in her life as a child growing up, just in the house. She witnessed a lot and doesn't like to pay attention to it. She feels that she'll draw the attention to her the more
that's what she's afraid of.
That's what she's afraid of. So she denies it. I don't know if it's a denial, but yeah, she just doesn't recognize it. She refuses to. So there's that.
That's a prime example of what I said.
Yeah.
They don't want to.
No.
They don't want. They're like, nope, don't, because they're just not ready for it. Some people would embrace it.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen, and I
understand.
I've seen so much in my life since I was a little girl that it's. I mean, no matter what I experience, immediately it's like, what the fuck, But then it's like, yeah, of course, I mean,
if I recognize it immediately, I kind of accept it and laugh at it a little bit.
Yeah,
like, oh, that's cool.
At first, though, that first second of like, yeah,
don't.
Yeah, it's like, damn it. I mean, I walked around the corner of the house Christmas Eve and I see a person standing there, and I mean, it just floors you for a second. I dropped the box I was carrying, and yeah, and then by the time I picked it up, I watched it gone, kind of like a glitch gone.
Lester, that's good that your dad spoke to you.
That's really cool.
Came to you.
How you doing, Lester?
Glad you're still with us.
Good to see you.
Yeah, you never know where, Kim, Pammy, and myself have always kind of paid attention. Not everything is my mother, not every little thing is, but we pay attention.
It's obvious things. Like I said,
it's not like,
it's kind of, you can't deny it.
Some things aren't coincidences.
Right. And some things stand out so much that, yeah, it's obvious almost.
Grasshopper, what's up, buddy? Hey, Gary Johnson, how are you? Yeah.
That's one thing I thinking back to what he said. I had a dream of my grandmother once, not, like within the last couple of years, and at the time, I knew I was dreaming, so it was a conversation with my grandmother, but it wasn't like catching up, or it was she had to tell me something, and what she said was I was going to be okay. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. And I, thinking at the circumstances at the time, I was having a rough go at life in general, housing and stressing and kids and this and that and life in general. And I just assumed that's what the message was. But it was 3 months after that dream that I had my legs amputated. And the urgency of her telling me that I was going to be okay. And it was funny because I was watching this show and you had, I don't remember who you had on, but
I remember you when it happened.
Y'all were talking about dreams and messages behind dreams or something. And it just clicked. It's almost like I can imagine her smacking me in the back of the head, because that's the woman she was, saying dummy, like
Gibbs slap.
Yeah. Like you finally got it, but yeah, that was, first off, that was I've had such intense dreams in my life that, I mean,
it wasn't a dream. I mean, it was a lucid dream, but it was.
I was aware that I had just fallen asleep, and that I woke up in my dream. I was smack dab in the house that I grew up in, and standing in the living room, like, wow, what the fuck? I'm asleep. I know I'm dreaming. I'm like, how am I here? And I'm recognizing things that were around the house that I hadn't seen since, when I was 15, 16 years old. You know what I mean? I mean, it was surreal. I was there in the house, and then there's a knock at the door, and I opened the door. It could have been anybody. I remember standing there in the dream, and I'm holding the doorknob and handle, and I'm just thinking to myself, oh my God, who's on the other side of this door? Because I realized it was that clear that I was dreaming, that it could have been anybody. I opened the door, and it's my grandmother. My grandmother, Alex knows, she was not the nicest person in the world. She wasn't that lovable, grandma. She just wanted to be left alone, and she was a bit bitter a lot. I always said to my grandfather, he's a saint. For 62 years they were married.
Wow.
Yeah, before he passed, 62 years. Yeah. So I often thought of him as a saint for all those years with that woman. But for her to be there, it was shocking in itself that it was her. But yeah, and it was so typical her. It was everything. I mean, she gave me a hug, and I felt her hair on my cheek. I smelt her perfume, the perfume that she always wore. She was dressed the same way that I would remember her to be, with down to the handbag, hanging from her arm as she's walking in. And she kind of pushes me aside, like, move over, get out. First off, she's a smart ass. She said, what, are you going to let me in? You going to leave me standing out here? She said, you going to let me in? I'm like, oh, open the door, and she pushes right past me. And as she's walking to the kitchen, she says, I'm dying of thirst. And then, she lets a little chuckle, like she knew it was a joke, because she's been gone for years, I mean, just funny. It was bizarre. It was so bizarre.
We'll continue.
Yeah, so I'm
so can't start it. You got everybody's attention.
I follow her to the kitchen, and the way the kitchen's set up is it's a circular kitchen. I grew up in a mobile home, a trailer. So I'm standing up against leaning up against the sink, and she's right in the refrigerator, pushing stuff around, looking for something to drink. And I heard the glass container that my mom used to make tea in, and she made the comment. She said, I see your mom's still drinking this dirty dishwater, and pushes it aside. I don't know what she was just looking for something to drink. Couldn't find what she was looking for. She goes over to the cabinet, grabs a cup, goes over to the sink, kind of nudges me out of the way, turns the faucet on, pours some in the cup, takes a long couple gulps, puts the cup in the sink, turns the faucet off. And she's like, okay, listen, I don't have much time. And I'm just like in shock. I'm tears, because I know I'm seeing my grandmother for the first time since she passed. It's very clear. I'm having these thoughts. I know I'm in this dream, but I'm seeing my grandma, She kind of grabs me, like, one more hug. And my grandma's short. Mimo. That's a meme. Mimo. That was my Mimo. She's short, 4 foot nothing. I mean, just short and kind of pudgy and cute. That, you know, I lean in to give her a hug, and she's in a hurry. She's like, all right, we don't have time. I gotta go. I have to go soon. I have to tell you something. And I'm like, okay, what? She says, you're gonna be okay. And I'm like, I know. I'm thinking she's talking in the moment, and she's like, no, you're not listening. You have to listen. You're gonna be okay. And then I gotta go. She grabs her bag off the counter. She's heading to the door and leaving me trailing behind. I'm, trying to catch up to her. We get to the door, and she's already opened the door. She's out, out onto the deck, 1 foot out on the deck. And I see this emptiness behind her. There's nothing. I don't see anything. I don't see the yard. There's just nothing. She turns back, and she's like, come here, one more hug. I go in to give her a hug, and in my ear, she says, I love you, Stevie. And I didn't think anything of it. I'm in tears. In my dream, I'm bawling because I don't want her to go. I want to talk. I want to, why do you got to go? Why? There was questions like, where you been? That kind of thing. But I just wanted to spend more time with her, and I'm bawling. And as she turns, she laughs because, like I said, in my ear, she says, love you, Stevie. Turns around, walks off into that nothingness, and she's gone. And I wake up. And I woke up. I was kind of fucked up. I was crying. I'm by myself, and I'm just sitting up in bed bawling. I just saw my grandma. I felt her. I smelled her perfume. I felt her hair. I felt, the hug, my arms around her. That was very cool. It wasn't until probably the next day that I was sitting there, and I kind of gasped, and I was like, no shit. See, my growing up, my nickname was Stevie. I don't remember. Well, my mother's little brother passed when he was 10. He was the youngest out of 7 of them. And my mom was so close to him. His name was Stephen, but it was spelled PH, like Stefan. So she named me Stephanie in honor of him. And they called him Stevie. So automatically my nickname was Stevie. Everybody in my family, mom, dad, cousins, sisters, everybody called me Stevie, and my grandmother hated it. Absolutely hated. That's a boy's name. You shouldn't be called. They shouldn't be calling you a boy. That's a boy's name. So I remember when I didn't learn how to spell my name until I was like in the 3rd grade, because I signed my school papers all the way up to 3rd grade as Stevie. That was my name. So 3rd grade, we're at my grandparents, and everybody's outside playing. My cousins were there, my sisters, everybody's outside, big yard, piece of property, and nothing but woods all around it. Everybody's just going for it. I wasn't allowed to go out and play. I was made to sit there by my grandmother on the floor in front of the TV, which I had my back turned to it, and with a wooden slab of just a plank, a long rolled out piece of paper, and a red crayon. I learned how to spell Stephanie that day. I had to learn, or else I wasn't going to go play. So I learned pretty quick. I mean, I was in 3rd grade. I wasn't stupid. I just, never. It was weird for anybody to call me Stephanie.
That's when you were in trouble.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. I mean, that was the only time, and that was my mother. I mean, but by her telling me first off that she loved me, because I don't think I've ever heard those words coming out of her mouth in regards to anyone, to be honest. Not to say she was a bad person. She was just a stern, it's hard to explain, but for her to say, love you, Stevie, that just kind of hit me the next day like, oh shit. And she laughed when she said it. As she was turning to leave, to walk away, she was laughing because she called me Stevie. She's never called me Stevie. She hated that. But yeah, that was my dream.
Right on. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, I still think about it a lot. I wish it would happen again,
Who did I miss? WTF Mike, what's happening, bud? Good to see you. These guys are just going back and forth about never do this, never do that. Don't take candy from strangers.
Ah, good advice.
But it's certain candy and certain strangers. It's not candy. Never take chocolate balls from the man at the horse pasture.
WTF, Mike? How you doing, man?
Never buy unwrapped Snickers from a bathroom attendant. Yeah, no, these are good
Ew.
advice. Good advice.
Kind of gross.
I learned a lot about the supernatural from the age of 6 till today. Always learning more.
I don't know that I learned anything that young, but I'm pretty sure there was always stuff going on.
I don't know if it's just me, or maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's everybody. But I think I knew more when I was a kid. Like, I feel like I forgot something. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I feel like there's something that I knew when I was a kid that went away as I got older. And it was something special, and I don't know what the fuck it was.
And because I experience your ability, your gift, because that's what I call it, I get that. I feel like there's something there that you've forgotten or don't know how to. I mean, you've said you don't know how to tap into it. A good thing, I think. Because fuck's sake. I mean, we'll be sitting here and not
Get
saying
out of
a
my
word.
head comes up a lot.
We wouldn't have said a word to each other for an hour or longer. You know, I mean, we sit here and don't talk, and I have some random thought, and as the instant I say it, I think it. He's saying it, I'm like, fuck. And we don't have to be sitting across from each other. We don't have to be in the same room. It happens in text. It happens, on the phone.
No, I never forgot how to
Never
be a
forgot
kid.
that.
But there was something, I don't know.
There is definitely something there with you. I wouldn't call it, you're not an empath. It's more. It's much more.
Tennessee, Kentucky, Bigfoot. How many people have psychic abilities?
I think everybody does to a certain extent. I think. Call it psychic, or I don't know what you would call it, but.
Well, it's that sixth sense.
Yeah.
I think we got over the eons, it kind of lost that. Some still have remnants of it. Some have, I don't know. I'm like wondering how, when it was an actual thing, like as far as how strong was it? You know, like what could you do?
John P., good to see you.
But yeah, I that's why you'll hear people talk about Bigfoot and mind speak, and it doesn't happen in somewhere. Like, why not? Maybe it does.
Why not?
I'm on the I believe it does, because
I believe it does, because I bear witness to
it happens with humans.
Yeah.
People can do it. Why couldn't they?
Exactly. And there's so many people.
And they have more reason to do it, just because their whole goal is to stay hidden and to communicate, besides banging on trees, howling, and all that other shit. I think they would be able to mind speak or telepathy. But that's my opinion, Lester says deja vu is a form of superpowers. LOL. I think everyone that some push it away, I think also. I've known a person who was an empath and didn't want anything to do with it. And her and I had the best connection I've ever had with anybody. We were on the same damn page. And but she was an empath, and she didn't recognize it. But she knew she was. I tell you all a telepathy joke. That's funny, dude. Just got it.
Yeah. I'm laughing at Mike and Michael, all the random.
Deja vu when you've heard that bullshit before. That's a good one. This is why I like the show. It's a different topic each time. You keep doing it and asking interesting. Dude, we don't.
We just.
I don't. It's different every time for me because I don't remember what the last show was about.
We just talk.
That's it. We go on with it, whatever
Alex,
happens.
you of all people should know.
All this started with that light. You know, the light
I
that's
just talk.
staying on. What was Michael's question? Where is it? What part of fish do they use for a fish stick?
Well, WTF Mike says, why is it that eggs don't taste like chicken?
Wouldn't you think chicken should taste like eggs? Egg came first.
True.
That age-old debate. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? The rooster.
Forest friend, hey.
How are you, forest friend? So yeah, guys, link is in
Brian?
chat. Anybody wants to click on it, come hang out. Have at it.
Brian Chumley says, speaking of telepathy, I'm sending telepathic Valentines this year. I mean, it's the thought that counts.
And the postage is a lot cheaper.
Right.
When I was growing up, it didn't bother me. It bothers me now, and I want to deal with it. Let's see. Now I got to find out. I'm just scrolling back.
Me too.
You know, if it's part of us, I'm willing. I want to explore it because having seen or having experienced things, I know there's something going on. There's something unusual. There's something paranormal, whatever you want to call it, weird, odd, high strangeness, whatever. I want to. I don't want to push the limits. I don't want to invite ghosts into the house. I don't want to go nuts, but I want to experience more or learn more about the weird shit. Not like cult shit or anything.
No, I mean, we're not going to be sitting here doing seances.
No.
Not at all.
I just want to learn more.
Mike, you wish. WTF.
Stevie B is a pro telekinesis. She makes parts of me move without touching them every time I'm here.
Say, my.
Yeah, your fingers. Skull Girl. I have telepathic powers. I don't use them as much. It's a special gift from God himself. We should cherish that. We should cherish what you have. You know what? It's the person that I hooked up with as far as get to be friends with, and it was because of in chat we would not hooked up that way.
No, I'm laughing at Michael Haywood. I'm sorry. I honestly didn't hear what you just said because Michael Haywood's comment made me laugh. Sorry.
Forgot what I was saying.
I'm sorry.
No, the connection that I had with this person happened because it started in chat. Started in chat.
Yes.
Like saying the same thing at the same time.
Right.
Or just shit like that. And I recognized it right off. And I was like, wait a minute. And it was another one of those get out of my head.
Yes.
And once I heard that, I was like, hey, we started talking. I said, you want to try something? let's experiment with this a little bit. And we did. And we had interesting results. Never met. But things happen that were just, you can't explain. So that's why I support telepathy and because
Well, yeah.
And every day something happens. Every day.
It's connections too,
Well, it's the same energy, wavelength,
right.
Whatever, vibration.
Okay, so Michael Haywood got me in trouble, so now I got to read it. He said people don't have enough respect for roosters. Then you tab down. He says you try to pick up corn with your pecker. I read that and I laughed. I didn't hear what you said.
It's you try to pick up corn.
I know. There you go. No respect. WTF, Mike. Pecker corn picking. I can't even read it.
But how much corn could a pecker pick?
I know. I swear, y'all are killing me. Getting me in trouble over here.
Pecker corn picking, it's an anagram for anal. Is that an anagram? Ryan. I'm still convinced that Mogs is actually Ace Frehley under an alias. He says no, but I don't believe it. I do know what I'm going to be next Halloween, though.
Gary Johnson, how you doing, man?
Oh, okay. I was wondering what that said. I was like, wait a minute.
Not sure.
No, I'm just reading stuff, and I was like, what?
Derek McManus. Hey,
oh, my hubby and I for sure did that and still do it. It was instant. Can't explain it, but it was there on both sides. Right on.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'd never had a connection with anybody like that before. To have it was like to even trying to explain it is difficult.
Right.
I knew when this person was sick, I could feel it. That's how connected it was. We would need a fingernail melter of a guitar solo for proof. Oh. Yeah, I don't play guitar. John P. Adventures, what's up, bud? Derek McManus, great to see you. How's Leanne? I know you said you were going up to see her not that long ago. Gooden's Auto, how's it going? I've lost Stevie. She's in chat.
No, my phone just did something weird, and I lost the show. And trying to bring it back onto my phone so I can keep up with chat, but it's not working.
Let me put this down here real quick. I'm just gonna keep putting the link in chat until somebody decides to use it.
Somebody jumps on, right? You're gonna sit here and listen to us babble.
I'd rather hear somebody new babble.
Right?
So if you're in the mood to babble, come hang out. Ryan, come on, tell us what you've been up to. How's your channel going?
WTF Mike says, is this why you always felt off when I was on the panel, Mogs? Hashtag sick individual. Meaning himself.
I didn't feel off. I think you're funny as hell, dude.
Right.
No, you fit right in.
He
you
tries.
fit right in.
He tries.
No, I'm sorry, dude. Prayers to your mom.
Yeah, definitely.
And you. You know.
The whole family.
Absolutely. You being a good son, that's awesome. It's not an easy task, but prayers. It was sarcasm. Sheesh, tough crowd.
Take care, Alex. Talk soon.
Right on, Alex. Good night. Be safe. You know, that is, you can call it a small task, and I appreciate that, and I understand that, but it's still, it's good for you.
It's big.
Yeah.
I'll smack you on the back of the head.
I really.
You should read it out loud so she will hear it. She'll hear
I
you
don't
read
even
it,
want to like.
and she'll smack him in the back of the head.
Let me read this real quick. My wife was diagnosed with Parkinson's. No one feel bad though. Best hand job ever.
Smack.
Let's see.
Dunk.
What's up, Pammy?
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good
What's
to see
new?
you.
Same old, just working. Figured I'd take a little break and say hi.
Oh, right on.
Oh, you're
I
at
can
work?
I can see your scrubs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Covering up. How you guys doing?
Good. Just trying to deal with this weird weather down here.
Oh yeah.
Hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold.
Yeah, it's been pretty cold by us and rainy.
Cold this morning, beautiful this afternoon. I mean,
Yeah, it was nice.
It was gorgeous.
I mean, I don't think it hit 70, but
Close.
it was just a light wind and
Yeah,
sunny.
breeze, sunny. Teeth were chattering this morning though. It was like it was 40.
I don't know if you heard the last joke that I said, but Karen says my husband's even laughing at that, and he has Parkinson's. I'm sorry.
That's funny.
Wow.
Well, we haven't heard back from WTF Mike, so she might have knocked him on the floor.
Grass is round. My mom is on the way out to hearing Catholic music now in her head.
Oh wow!
Sorry to hear that, Grass.
Prayers for you guys. You know,
It's peaceful.
at least it's not like Megadeth or Metallica. You know?
Oh, I go out and listen to Metallica. Why not?
Well, I mean, I think Catholic music
I
would
love
be
the
a
part. I
little more
might as
peaceful.
well, you know. Well, she was probably a devout Catholic, and he's gonna come back and say no, she was Methodist or some shit, and I'll be like, "Well, I don't get it then." She'd be a good bartender. Never had a baby though, and she's
heard it all before. I'm
Steve.
sure
Yeah.
she's still hearing it.
So was that you or was that Kimmy that was with Daddy when that happened, where he saw?
We were all with him. He was looking directly at Kimmy. She was at the end of the bed. And he's like, "Who is that?" and we said it's Kimmy. He goes, and he looked confused because he's like, well, she looks so beautiful today. You're so pretty. But we know deep down in our hearts he wasn't really looking. He didn't see Kimmy. It was somebody else, but we're not sure who he was looking at.
Wow.
He saw somebody else.
But at one point, didn't he say,
He said something about
seeing something like heaven or something?
Yeah, like, oh, I didn't know that's what it's something about. I didn't know that's what it's like.
And he goes, I don't get it. Like he said, I don't get it.
It's not what he expected.
Yeah, like there was a confusion or something. Like,
yeah,
exactly. It's been bugging me ever since.
I wonder sometimes because I don't feel his presence like we did Mommy. So I feel like at some point did he pass on completely, or because I don't feel his presence, I don't see any signs. Like not like Mommy. Maybe he's someplace else.
I don't read. I'll see 213. You know, the number 213.
But we did that all the time.
He did. I didn't.
I get angel numbers more now.
So do I.
I'm getting angel numbers.
Ones and twos.
But I never got that before until after he died. Yeah.
You never got the angel numbers?
Angel numbers before he died. I got my birthday, your birthdays, but never 333 444. That I'm getting all the time.
No, this has been going on forever. Me and numbers like that.
Me and numbers.
But yeah, no,
I've never had consecutive numbers.
I haven't had an experience. I don't think that I was like, that's Daddy.
Yeah, me either. Not that I don't feel like, I don't know. I just don't know if there's something special I should be looking for, but I just feel like if there was a sign, I'd know it was him.
Yeah.
And I'm not getting it.
Yeah, I haven't, like I said, noticed anything either. And even with Mommy, it was only like twice that I knew, you know, the first time with you. And then in Arizona, I knew it was her.
Mm-hmm. Whereas Kimmy and I were getting the signs more than you were.
I mean, I wouldn't. I dealt with a lot of weird shit, but nothing I could say was her.
Mm-hmm.
Grasshopper says, I see angel numbers all the time. I'm like, yeah, like, okay, do something. He goes, I'm a bit jaded after seeing them for decades. No, I get that. Judy, how are you?
Judy Wheeler.
She says she saw 3s and 5s when Jim passed.
See, I've seen triple 2s my whole life.
Hey, Tina.
Everywhere. I still see them.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of them lately. Yeah.
Triple 2s and then 1s. My sister always saw 1s. I mean, to the point where it would really bug her. I don't know why I keep seeing 1s everywhere. Everywhere.
Every day I see triple numbers.
You messaged me today, 111. I think it was 111
or was it 1222
or something like that. Yeah, one of those.
I woke up today. I looked at the clock. It was 333. I fell back to sleep. I woke up at 444.
Pay attention. You know, there's a reason for this. Don't know what it is, but you know, can't be a coincidence.
Yeah.
You know, who's trying to get our attention?
Yeah.
Everybody's. Whoever's seeing this like this, you know?
Yeah. Grasshopper said 444 for me all the time.
Everybody seems to have those numbers. 111 is a big one. 1111.
Triple 2s.
But for a lot of people. But you only have 9 numbers to deal with. And, you know, you're going to share them.
Right. Well, I have this weird thing where I find dimes everywhere. Everywhere. I mean, like there's times where I swear there wasn't a dime there, and there's one there now. That to that extent, it's bizarre. One example, I'm at work and it's a rainy day. I work in a park. Right outside my office, there's an awning. Table is there. I'm talking to your brother on video chat, and I left my cigarettes in the shed out back, and it just started raining again. I'm like, oh shit, let me go grab my smokes before it starts pouring. So I set my coffee down on the table. There's nothing there. It's just my coffee. I run back, grab my cigarettes. By the time I come back, I'm like, look at this shit. There was a dime perfectly placed in front of my cup, like my cup was on the edge of the corner of the table, and it was sitting in that very corner, like somebody perfectly put it there. And there's nobody in the park I mean, it's dead. There's not a car, no one walking. It's shitty weather. There was nobody around. That's the only reason I was out there smoking a cigarette outside my office. I could get away with it, you know.
Tina says dimes are from your grandmother.
You know, I don't know, but I find them everywhere.
I found broken pieces of glass everywhere in random places.
You know, my sister too.
Glass, I don't know why.
I said that
she
found
periods of just glass
so
everywhere.
much. She's found so much that she jars them, and she's made mosaic stuff with the glass that she found.
I should, because I've got a lot of glass.
Yep.
What kind of
really
glass?
weird places, like places which shouldn't belong.
Almost like sea glass, right?
Yeah,
No.
just small little pieces of glass.
Yeah. Or I mean, is it colors or is it just clear glass?
Just clear glass.
It's not.
See, my
it's not-
sister is
It's
like-
not sea glass though.
No, I
Yours
know.
is tumbler.
No, it's just regular glass.
No, but she also, that's what I'm saying. She finds glass everywhere, but she can walk down a beach and find sea glass everywhere. And I could be walking right with her. And I'm like, where the hell how, you know?
We were trained that way. We could see sea glass.
But she wasn't though.
I've
And
never
that's
found
not-
that red
not
piece.
for that, but she's not just at the beach. She's everywhere. She finds glass everywhere. She's like, look, another piece of glass. She could be sitting in her living room and there's a piece of glass on the floor. It's like, where the hell did that come from?
Fight the night before.
No.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, so I mentioned before when Kimmy was staying with us, we just very negative kind of vibe around her. And we were sitting outside one day and realized that she has a negative attachment. And it was just like it made sense as to why her mood was so negative, my mood would be negative. And it was just the whole air in the house. And her bedroom door kept opening.
But it's
and
been with
closing.
her for a long time, I
It's been
think.
a long time. Really long time. But it makes sense now that we understand what it is. And at least she knows it's there and she's trying to deal with it differently. But it was attached to me for what? I guess just trying to learn how to get rid of it. Because when it attached it to me, it made me very depressed, very bad. I had to get rid of it. And just the door would open and close. I had this little cat in the living room. It would move.
Really?
And then when she's gone, it was a much lighter atmosphere. But she has such bad luck, so it kind of makes sense. Unfortunately.
WTF Mike says, best part about heaven is women won't be there. Revelations 8:1. When the Lamb broke the seventh seal on the scroll, there was silence throughout heaven. We know if it's silent, women ain't there. Wow.
Like they can take care of
These are not my
themselves in
opinions.
heaven without us.
LIB, what's up, man? Good to see you, Mike. Hope you're well as well. Does that make sense? Well as well? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just weird that this light over here. I mean, I don't know if you knew about that. I didn't tell you about it unless you watched us talk about it here. But yeah,
I saw it. Yeah, so.
It goes on at like 7:32 every night.
Every night.
We don't touch it. We don't turn it on. We don't turn it off. It goes on and off by itself, same time.
I don't want to touch it because
I don't want to touch it either.
I'm
I'm
afraid
not.
it's gonna have some type of influence on it. I mean, what gets me is the battery alone. Yeah, it only comes on at night, but it's on all night. I mean, sometimes I wake up in the morning, it's still on, and I leave for work at 6:30 in the morning, it's still on. It comes on at 7:30 at night, around that time. I'm curious of when it goes off, when it turns itself off. But the battery's still going. It's a little dim.
Mike
dimmer
said,
than it was.
It's my opinion. Either, for fuck's sake, I didn't write the Bible. I just make terrible interpretations. LIB says I'll pop in Tuesday. Right on.
Good to see you.
Tina says get it out of the house. Yeah, it's not in Pammy's house. I guess it's back in Arizona now.
Yeah, there's nothing in my house now. Just anything that's kind of friendly. It's nothing serious.
Yeah, I don't.
Jack keeps when I come home in the morning, Jack keeps asking if I've been home. So something's making noises and waking him up because he keeps saying, "Did you come home last night?" And I'm
Oh
like, "No,
wow.
I didn't come home." He goes, "And who?" He got up this morning. He goes, "Who was in bed sleeping with me if you're on the couch?"
Not cool.
So when I'm at work, because sometimes I'd go home in the middle of the night just to, pop in, have breakfast, lunch or something, and then I stopped, suddenly something keeps waking him up. He's like, "Did you come home?" I'm like, "Nope, wasn't me." And Jack's usually like not into any of that stuff. He knew something was wrong when we were breaking things because he kept getting mad at me for breaking things, and he didn't understand how it would just fall out of my hand or break in my hand. And then it happened to him, and he's like, something's not right here, because he would break these things, and then it was ridiculous. And when I was talking to Viola, she's like, "Yeah, mommy said that she's breaking things and moving the knives on you." I'm like, "Oh," she asked me, she goes, "Have you been misplacing your knives?" I'm like, "No, not really. If I move some, I just think I moved it if it's not in the right same spot." And she goes, "Yeah, that's mommy sending you a sign." I'm like, "What kind of sign?" She's like, "I don't know. She's just sending you a sign." I said, "I haven't noticed the knives." And she goes, "Are you breaking things?" I said, "Oh, yes, we are." I said, "Could you please ask her to stop it? Because we're breaking the important things. Like
Oh,
sentimental things we were breaking." So I had to take everything sentimental and put it in the china cabinet so I wouldn't break anything. And then it stopped after that. Even Jack noticed. He's like, "I'm not breaking anything." But it was just a weird thing that was happening.
That's odd.
yeah,
Yeah, I
right.
thought it was very funny and very weird that Viola is the one that brought it up. And I think she called me to tell me that. I didn't call her.
Gary should take the light bulb out, see if strange things. I'm not touching it, dude.
It's not that kind of light bulb, though. I mean, you would have to. You're
It's
you're
just
essentially turning it off if you unscrew it.
Yeah, it unscrews. Batteries are on the inside. You unscrew the top, and it's like I guess it's an LED, and it's programmed to flicker. That's about it.
Yeah, a little cheap set. I mean, one of those things you put in the window at Christmas time and
Geek Smasher, what's up?
just has a mind of its own.
Well, I wanted to pop up and say hi real quick, but I have to get back to work, back to the desk.
No, I'm glad you spent some time with us. Good to see you.
Yeah, I'm glad it's been a while. It's good to see you guys.
Time I've hung out with you.
Yeah.
You
I'm
gotta
about
come
ready
back.
for a trip. I'm ready for a trip. When can I come down?
As I said, you got to come back down to
Right.
Florida.
Absolutely.
We got the room.
Sure enough.
Sounds good.
Right on. Enjoy the rest of your night.
How long do you have to work?
Alrighty. Bye everyone. Good to see you all.
How many hours? When do you work till?
7 a.m.
Jeez.
9 more hours to go.
Ugh,
Yikes.
Yeah.
that's how many I have before I have to be back to work.
All
So, yeah.
right, Pammy.
Hey, take care, hon.
All
Love
right.
you.
Take care, guys.
Have a
Love you
great-
too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I just
Pammy's been working in that hospital for 30 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's like, and she's too young to retire. Like,
Yeah, that's insane. This system is twisted. I don't care how old you are. If you work a job for 30 years, you
should be able
deserve to retire. And
Absolutely.
happily and comfortably, without a doubt.
Feisty Kitty, how are you?
Gina G said, "Well, that's a career." Most definitely.
Yeah. She started out as a secretary. I don't know what she does now.
She runs the hospital.
Actually, my first legit job was in that hospital. I worked in the kitchen. I met my first wife in that hospital. She was a secretary on one of the floors.
Mhm.
I started at 16 or 17 working there. Probably 16. I don't know. Yeah, she's something. I don't know.
I said she's probably running the hospital.
No.
I know. I'm just saying.
No, she
30
she
years.
probably could, but
Right?
she met her husband, her current husband, Jack, in the hospital. I worked with him when I worked in the hospital. You know, I've known him since I was 15, 16 years old.
That's my oldest daughter.
16 years old.
She started off as some secretary in an office answering medical calls for insurance, and now she's one of the top project managers for the hospital system. But she met her husband there, and they,
Well, I don't think in those 30 years she squeezed in 10 years of school or anything.
medical
So,
school.
no. She knows anything, it's all hands on.
I look up and we've been on for an hour and 11 minutes.
Right. See, it's no good if you have to wait for it.
You don't show that?
No, it says
Mine says
111 right now.
mine's 111, 26, 27,
5,
28,
6,
29.
7. Yeah.
No, when I paid attention to it, it's 26, 27.
Of course.
How is it almost 30 seconds?
I don't know.
off? That's weird.
I'm on 21.
We're sharing the same link, so I mean, internet and all that. Don't know.
No, it was only 10:11 when you posted that. Somebody put 11:11.
Oh,
But yeah, there's some there's things out there that we can't explain, And if you're lucky, or you might consider it unlucky, you get to peek at them every once in a while.
right.
Or some people harness into it, or But there's things that we just can't see, don't understand. Maybe we're not supposed to understand them. I don't know. I'm sure we used to understand it at one point, a long time ago.
Maybe one day we'll get to understand it if we're lucky.
Oh, there you go. 3 ones.
Yep.
Just checking this out. Hold on. Yeah, I was surprised Pammy came on while she was working.
That's very cool.
Because when she came on, I was like, she's got to be at work. At first, just seeing the picture behind her, I'm like, nope, not at her house. Mr. Lee, it does take a special person to be a good nurse.
It really does. I mean, I've had the unfortunate luck of spending a lot of time within the hospital walls, and you watch and what they're responsible for and what they have to keep track of, and just their knowledge of medicine alone without becoming a doctor. It's unbelievable, and it does. I have a lot of respect for nurses. Absolutely. They're truly hardworking, special. You have to be a certain kind of special to be a nurse,
Mike says we grew up too broke to have anything supernatural happening. Huh. I don't remember. I don't remember things happening as a kid. Although, I guess I do, but I don't. I'd get into, like, my dad was a weekend dad. You know, my parents were divorced or separated when I was a child, and he'd come and pick us up, do the whole parenting. You know, the weekends and
Yeah.
2 weeks during summer, and it would always piss him off because he'd always call it second guessing, and he said, "Don't second guess me," meaning like I would know what we were doing before he'd tell us. Like, I know we were going to lunch before he'd tell us. So I'd say, "Oh, we're going to Chinese," and he's like, "Don't second guess me." And that's the way I always thought of it. Was I don't know, but that used to happen as a kid.
So you've been getting in people's heads since you were born, pretty much.
I had to get out of one body to get in the heads. No, I don't. Just not a lot. I don't remember.
Probably more than you realize.
Yeah, I don't remember
sure.
those instances from being a kid, but like certain ones stood out.
Yeah. So if you had those certain ones that did stand out, there was probably 10 for every one of those, that you didn't really pay attention to.
Well, for the longest time, and it wasn't until later on in life, within the past, I don't know, 8 years or so, something like that, where I've been trying to figure this out. Like,
you've paid attention.
Well, what's going on? Like, it's hard to explain. It used to be always like I would hang out with somebody and they would say something. I'd get a thought in my head, and then they would say it. And I'd always react the same way. Like, why did you just say that? I was thinking that. And then I figured out, not that long ago,
that it was you all
that it was me. I was picking up the thought. It wasn't my thought. It was their thought. And I would pick it up. And that used to happen all the time. So, and it still does. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. WTF Mike went too far with the dog thing and peed on the visitor's leg. What did I miss? WTF Mike says, yeah, but we were so broke, my dad would make us take turns running in the yard to bark at company because we couldn't afford dogs.
That's pretty poor. Jeez.
Well, I mean, I bet he ran better on all fours than any other kid on the playground.
Right.
That's stupid, sorry. That wasn't pee.
That's what I was laughing about. Guys, I just put the link in chat, and I don't hardly ever do that. Somebody.
Oh, yeah, you did. Look at that.
I sure did. Took me forever, but. So somebody.
Control V.
Click on that, and no, I'm not on the laptop. I did it on my phone.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's special.
I figured out how to do it on a laptop. I never.
Actually, you can't do it on that side.
I probably could.
I don't know. Elena, how are you? Great to see you.
Same way I did it on my phone. I wouldn't be able to do it like you. Elena.
All right.
Good to see you. Hope you're well.
WTF Mike went too far with the dog thing and peed on the visitor's leg. Then, that wasn't pee, but then Michael says he was up before dawn crowing for 6 months after the rooster died. So yeah, no fishing report today. We didn't go fishing.
No.
I dropped the bobber in there and got it snagged in the hooks. Went to pull it out and lost the hook. So I was like, man, I ain't
You
tying
gave
it
up.
on. I just
Did you?
put the fishing rod down, walked away.
I think there's like 3 rods back there like
Didn't
that
need
now.
hooks.
Because I did the same thing.
I
the
break a
other day.
hook and just grab another pole.
Yeah. I think now we have no choice.
I have about 4 or 5 rods right now out there that I have to put hooks on.
Yeah. I did that yesterday evening. Cast. Reel it back in, cast again. Second time I hooked one of those big logs out there. And
Pammy says 35 years in March.
Wow.
Still secretary.
wow.
Jesus, Pammy. Oh, no.
I just had the crew chief at my park just retired after 39 years. 39.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got to get out of there, Pammy.
It'll be 20 for me. I mean, well, no, 19 for me in June. I haven't even made it to 20 and I'm done. I couldn't see another 15 years. No. Absolutely.
So Jack and Pammy got their fishing license. See, what I envy about them is like we're in Florida. Big deal. They got trout up there. I miss fishing the Ramapo River. I mean, yeah, they're state stock trout, but still,
It's not the same.
just river fishing up there was cool. But we got some good fishing here.
Pammy says, I'm trying. Health insurance is keeping me there. I get that. No, I get that.
That's brutal.
I get it. I said the system sucks. It really does. The whole retirement system. I've come to see it completely.
You don't pay attention to it until
it's there.
The time is closer where you're like,
Yeah.
now you need to pay attention to it.
Yeah. Yeah. All those years ago, starting the job, the companies aren't quick to steer you in the right direction towards retirement. They want to get you there for a couple years, and that's all they expect out of you. And those that do stay, by the time you're at that point in your life where you really need to pay attention, it's like I could have done so much more leading up to this point.
Sure.
So then you're stuck for a minute, and that minute can go on for many, many, many minutes,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And it sucks. It's horrible. I mean, the whole system needs to be geared to people like Pammy that has been there for 35 years.
Absolutely.
That's the
Instead of companies getting rid of those people and screwing them out of their
Right.
pensions and everything.
right.
Anyway, I want to get away from that.
I know.
Sorry.
I know.
WTF Mike says, Michael Haywood, did you know pigeons die after mating? Michael says, that explains the smiles on dead pigeons' faces. On the dead pigeon's face.
Wow.
CRJ, how are you? Yeah, retirement. What is that?
Sure.
No doubt.
Right.
I don't even use that word.
Jim said retirement was a good system, turned into a Ponzi scheme. Right? Pammy, that sounds wonderful.
But she'll end up in the mountains she'll be in the Catskills or the Adirondacks. She'd probably be upstate New York.
Yeah. That's cool.
I think that's where she would end up. Where do you want to live, Pammy? She's going to be like North Georgia. No,
I know, right? That was my thought.
So pigeons are like bees. With bees, it's honey, nut, and Cheerio.
That was good. That was funny.
Mike says, well, I can't say all pigeons. I know the ones I was screwing did. Oh, she went Tennessee. Catskills, maybe. Tennessee.
Ah,
Eastern Tennessee, obviously.
yeah.
Key West is looking good this week. Been cold as fuck. Still haven't gotten down to the Keys. I get there.
Yeah.
They ain't going anywhere.
No.
I might, but I think what's today? Thursday. I think you're off Sunday, Monday. Sure, the days that she's off, it's gonna rain.
Always.
I was gonna say we gotta go back to Ocala. Go take one of those days, take a ride up there and explore more of the national forest. Jim says Eastern Tennessee is packed now. Too many people moved there.
Well, Pearls, good to see you. She says that's why you're spitting feathers, Mike.
It's not how you're supposed to pluck them, but whatever. Western North Carolina is packed also. Well, considering that it's the same friggin' mountain range.
Yeah, right.
You know, one side's North Carolina, the other side's Tennessee. I'm sure there's some places that are still like quasi untouched. That doesn't make sense. There's got to be some remote places to still live,
I'm sure
like
there is.
Yosemite or.
Yeah, right.
I was thrown off by the Keys. Tons of gay guys in bars. Bonus was I never had to buy a drink.
Maya.
What you doing, Maya? I can't see her.
Maya. Take a break. Good Lord.
Wouldn't leave the house.
That's skills.
Tina True. I tried Tennessee, or East Tennessee, then Western North Carolina, end up in northern central North Carolina.
Danny, you're not missing anything. Other than the good fishing.
Michael says that was a smart move, WTF, Mike. I hope you delivered the message tied to that pigeon's leg.
Michael said male tambourine is a federal offense.
He says, I still got the message, Michael. Hey, just send me your address.
I swear.
He accosted the mail carrier. Where are we at? Guys, there's 30 minutes left. Link is in chat. Anybody wants to click on, come hang out for 30 minutes. Please do. It's like today. I run out of things to put in the description.
What'd you put today?
I said, come hang out. Don't make me beg. It is every it's like I've been doing this for how long, and I'm like I don't know what to put in these things anymore.
Blazer said, "Why'd the pervert cross the road? He was stuck to the chicken."
Danny says it's 38 here now. It's supposed to be 69 at noon tomorrow.
It was 41 here this morning, and probably about that today.
69 and a nooner? Wow.
Upper 60s.
Sorry. I don't know what the temperature is now. No, I went out earlier.
51.
It was a little.
It's
A
51.
little chilly. I was gonna throw a bobber out, and I was like, "No, I'll have to put on a shirt and an extra layer. I'm not running around topless or anything."
50 degrees at 10:32.
Blazer, you promised not to tell that story. Besides, we already spoke about my rooster dying. They came to snuff the rooster, huh? Yeah, I don't know if there's a cold front coming in this weekend with that storm. I know we're supposed to get rain.
Of course.
But I don't know what the temperatures are. I don't even know where my phone is. Oh, I found it. Oh yeah, I forgot it was on the charger. I had it on earlier. I laid down, put like Cam Buckner on, and woke up and it was off. And I was like, wait a minute, that was a 4-hour show. I didn't sleep that long. I think the battery went dead. Hello.
Mr. Lee said 3:33 a.m.
10:33 here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to see what the weather's going to be. Actually, I had to restart the phone. Stuff the rooster? Is that I always thought it was snuff. I always thought the song was about BJ's. We're going to lose people.
Right.
All right. I was supposed to have a 9 o'clock reservation for tomorrow. That canceled, so I can sleep in a little bit.
You suck.
Yeah, I know. It's 50 degrees. It's 71 tomorrow. 73 Saturday. And now it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday is rain.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be in the 60s, 67, 66, 64. So it's not.
That's nice though.
We'll get rain, but it won't be cold.
It'll feel cold.
No. Mr. Lee, where are you located? Designs ain't the depths of hell. No, England. She goes, that explains the 333.
Right.
Odd question, Stevie B. Did you get to pick your new shoe size? Inquiring minds want to know.
No.
Hmm.
No, I mean, why would you? You know,
I'm
your
sure.
your foot size is usually in
What if you were
your height.
What if you're
In proportion to your height.
profession was like a clown? Would you want bigger feet?
Well, I guess if you're a clown, that would make sense. But
I don't know. It's yeah.
no, because I had a wide foot my whole life, and now my foot's narrow, so it's
Like
kinda
I
weird.
bought her. I bought her shoes. I bought her some Converse All Stars. But I made sure I bought them like a half a size bigger because all the shoes that she's bought. Excuse me. Shut up. They're a pain in the ass to get on. Like they're tight. So I went half a size bigger.
A good thing, because if they went
There's no
regular
way they
size,
would've-
I would have never got them on. We'd have
I
been
might even went a whole
exchanging them.
size bigger. I don't know. But well, a guy's had a limb cut off before.
Not yet.
Keep
Keep
playing with
talking
that.
shit.
Keep playing that farm equipment.
Keep talking shit.
It won't even be the farm equipment. It'll be a drone accident. Yeah.
Oh, no, the
And I'm
whole
kidding.
height
I don't
thing-
wish that on anybody.
The
I'm
whole
just
height
kidding.
thing, that is a thing. I joked about it with the doctors right after my amputation. They come in and my first checkup since the surgery, and there's 3 of them, and they, the main doctor turns around right as he's walking out. He's like, "I'm sorry." He said, "Did you have any questions for us?" And I was like, "No." And then I was like, "Oh, wait." I'm like, "How tall am I?" And then I laughed, and he just kind of threw his hand back. I was like, "Shut up." I'm like, no,
But
I'm serious.
I bet when
And
he
they're walking
closed that
out,
door,
I'm
when
like-
he walked out that
They
door,
were
he probably
cracking up.
went, "That's a good question."
I was laughing the whole time, and I'm like, no, I'm serious. I'm like, do I got to change my driver's license now? I mean, like, what's my height? And
But-
thereafter, I kept asking everybody, and that's to this day, no one, if you really want to make somebody feel uncomfortable in the doctor's office, all I got to do is ask them, "Hey, wait a minute, how tall am I? How tall does this make me?" You get a look. You definitely get a look. It's funny, but
Well,
no,
you want to stretch out and put your head against the wall. I can.
They actually, I was 5'10" since the time I was like 14, and when I got my first prosthetics, they were made me 5'7". That was weird. You would think 3 inches wouldn't make a difference. Holy crap! I hated it. I still do. I'm getting used to it now, but I think right now I'm probably closer to 5'8.5", somewhere 8.5".
I don't know. You seem pretty tall.
Yeah, not quite 5'9", I don't think, but even that, I still noticed the difference. I said the other day, I was in the grocery store, and a little elderly woman couldn't reach the top shelf, and I went and helped her. I was like, I haven't done that in a long time.
I would put in a variable lift kit, change it a few times a day just to mess with people.
Right.
You could probably get taller
Yeah,
hosts.
I could, and I think I have some in there actually.
She could be 6 foot tall.
If I wanted to, yeah, sure could.
And that's when they do turn into
Clowns.
stilts.
Yeah, right.
After a while, if you're tall, it's a circus act.
It's a circus act now.
You should see her walk a tightrope.
I did say that though to the lady that was working with me when I first got my prosthetics. I said, by the time I'm done, I could join a circus. My balance is gonna be.
Well, I agree with
amazing.
the variable lift kit. I always thought about hydraulics.
You've said that before.
Yeah. Push a button and you're like,
I'm thinking of the lowriders and the hydraulics in the car. Oh God. Sorry.
Spin her the wrong way when you're dancing once she gets taller.
Spin them the opposite way. I go
Wait a
back.
minute, why am I looking up at you now? Good thing I don't dance. One foot poles and you'd be like a mini. What?
Well, yeah.
I'm still trying to figure that one out.
WTF, Mike, going back to what you said, I'm still asking to be taller. I still don't feel quite myself.
My mom was sad the day her baby measured taller than her. LOL, 10 kids, all 5'1" or taller. You don't see those big families anymore, like the average American family. You know,
Who
we
can
don't see
afford
those.
it?
That's true.
I'm sorry, but that was my first thought.
Yeah,
I mean, not that things were tremendously better back in the day. I mean, but yeah, I don't envy anyone with children now, because it's got to be just damn near impossible with the cost of everything going up. Sorry, I went
Well,
there.
no, it reminds me of a meme I saw or whatever it was, and it was aliens, or they looked like aliens, and they were on Earth, and it was just they were bending down, and there was human skulls, and they're looking at them, and their caption was, or it was like, why did they go extinct? And it was they just stopped reproducing.
Hmm.
You know, like, and I could see that happening. Not, but having less kids. You know, like it kind of. I think Japan's having an issue with that. They're not. It's a. You have more older people than you do the younger people, and
WTF, Mike says, come to North Dakota. They all have big families. That's all there is to do here.
well, I noticed like my ex-wife, my second wife. There's only been two. They had a big family, but they were a mixed family. It was like the Brady Bunch coming together. You know, the father had so many, the mother had so many, and they all came together. And but still, there were, I think, 8 kids altogether. You know, and they were Mormon. So there are some bigger families in the Mormon community, probably Amish, but the average Joe doesn't. I mean, yeah, it's they can't afford it. You're right. That's sad.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I have 4 daughters, and I can't fathom trying to raise 4 kids now in today's economy. It's yeah.
You want to travel here,
gotta be
see the
tough.
state, buy a step stool. You can see it all. All my family, up to my mom and dad, had lots of kids. Yeah, and like my dad, there were 4 of us as far as kids, and then I know his sisters, like there were 6 of them. They went on and had family. Like a lot of them had families of 8 and 9, and you know, but I couldn't see it. I couldn't.
Yeah.
Forget it. Where are we at? We got 15 minutes left, guys. Anybody wants to pop on? I know you're all clamoring over each other to try to get on, but
Right.
it's all good. We're still here. We'll be here next week too, and the week after, and you know, sooner or later somebody would be like, you know what, tonight's the night. I think I'm going to go on and hang out.
And that's just how you do it. I mean,
Yeah.
you just take the leap. do it off camera.
Grant says three sons was all my mom could handle on a Navy income. Wow. I have step and half brothers and sisters, and there's 12 of us all together.
Wow.
That's a lot. Family reunions were a blast. No, we had some good family reunions, especially with my cousins and stuff, because they were such large families. Mike says, y'all know too much about me already.
Karen said, hubby's mom had 6 boys. See, we all had girls. I have 2 sisters. I have 4 daughters.
Go Mormon, get extra wise and more kids. No, that was just a little faction, I should say, of the Mormon community that would do the polygamy. I think it was in Arizona. What was it? It was a border town, I think, up in northern Arizona. I think it was called something like Colorado City or something. That was known for, it was a polygamous community. Damn, man. I got 6 brothers and 6 sisters.
Wow.
I'm waiting for the punchline. My mom had 6 boys and 3 girls. Then she had me.
Jim says, making girls are the easiest. You have the blueprints right in front of you.
My oldest son's family has 12 kids. They're Catholic. It's his 50th birthday today. Can't believe I have a 59-year-old son. Wow.
Wow.
Well, happy birthday to your son. That's awesome.
Indeed.
That's really cool. Yeah, it trips me out because my daughter is in her 30s, and it's just like, what?
Mine too. Yeah.
It's like,
And I have
what?
a grandson, and you have, yeah.
I have 2 grandkids now. Jeez.
Being a grandma is weird.
I haven't met him yet. I'll have to take a ride up north. I got y'all beat. 2 of my brothers are my cousins.
Somehow I don't doubt that.
Is that on your mom's side? No, what I think is weird is when when the uncle and her uncle is younger than the niece and nephew. You know, like,
Yeah, I grew up with a family in the neighborhood where, aunt and niece, and
I mean, by like 10 years and shit,
Yeah.
there's a difference.
Mardi Gras. Wow.
Oh, my dad cheated on my mom with her sister.
Fucker.
So you got
Just for you.
half brother cousins. That's terrible, by the way, that your dad did that. He says, WTF, Mike, I got you beat. My family's from the Ozarks. I have an uncle 3 years younger than my sister. Yeah, it's one of those situations. It tripped me out when I was a kid because my neighbors were like that. They're my friend's aunt had a kid, and the age difference was just weird. It was like, how the hell is he your uncle? And then you do them, and okay, I get it now. Oh, he was in the Navy. Of course, he was a man whore. My younger brother isn't my dad's. He DNA proved it. Shit happens. Still your brother.
Right.
Family isn't always blood.
No.
Jim, my brother's only 9 months older than me. Just couldn't wait. Just, let's have another one. That one was, the pregnancy was awesome. Let's do it again. I think I've seen everything here. That is so true, Mogs. Family is not always blood. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's the people that you allow into your life and, your friends, I don't know. You know what I mean. Okay, Tink Tink, what branch were you again?
That one.
Tink Tink. I forgot about that.
Thanks, Mike. He called me that for days the first time he said it.
Gary, good night. Take care. Thanks for hanging out. What's of the heart? Danny's like, my mom married a guy with 6 kids. I gained 6 irritating live-in brothers on one day.
Oh, jeez.
Wow, talking about being like taken over.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, my family's gotten bigger since I started this.
Indeed.
If your family tree doesn't fork, you might be redneck. I'd have to listen to it to figure out why it would be offensive.
Right.
Because all I got is Domo arigato,
yes.
Mr. Roboto. We're all family here.
Now I have that song in my head.
We are family. Yeah. Fuck, the show's turning into a musical.
Right? No, I've said it before. Since I've been involved in this community, if you want to call it, it's family, Went to the 168 and gained instant family there.
Yeah. I mean, because there are people that we talk to a lot, not just
daily
here on YouTube. I mean, it's,
our
if Mr. Haywood doesn't text me in the morning, I know something's wrong.
Mm-hmm. Or he's been up half the night. But no, there's several people that I keep in contact with. And
Kate Smasher says, I fell out of the family tree. No branches to grab onto on the way down, huh? It's a stick.
yeah, Jay and Judy and myself, that was instant family. Well, that was like 2 weeks of thrown together family, because of this thing called YouTube.
Yep. It's.
Tina went and wrote the lyrics.
I saw that.
He was referring to.
That's kind of prophetic. That song now, Mr. Roboto.
Yeah.
Where are we at? 4 minutes.
Wow.
All right, Mugs TV, have a good weekend. Tina, take care. Great to see you.
Good
Thanks
to
for
see you,
hanging
hon.
out.
Have a good weekend.
We will see you on Tuesday. Be safe. Danny says, I bet Mr. Lee, family tree would be a palm tree. Bunch of coconuts. Be a banana tree. Well, guys, obviously no one's going to pop on. It's all good. But I hope you guys had fun tonight.
Right. It's been 2 hours already.
Yeah. It goes by pretty quick. I'm surprised. Pammy, thank you for coming on tonight. It was good to see you. I love you. Missed you.
Good to see you. Can't wait
gotta
to hang
take
out.
Take some time off. Come down. I could take you out on a boat again if you want. Well, when they came down the last time, they stayed when I was at Richie's. I just set up the camper for them, and
I remember.
They were like, "This is the best thing ever."
Yeah, that was very cool.
Me and Brad got to take them out on the boat, just cruise around for a little while. Then they went down to Tampa to do what they had to do. But yeah, I was glad we could do that.
Good night, Judy.
All right. Well, we're gonna call it a night. Thank you again, everybody. We will be back on Tuesday, and hope to see you guys there. Got to get more of you guys on. That's why I'm here. It's for you guys to come on and
come tell your story,
or just
come
say
hang
hi,
out.
introduce yourself.
Right.
Yeah, we see each other in chat all the time for years, but there's a lot of people I want to meet.
We'd love to meet you.
Why? Because we are a family here. So, you know. All right, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Love you guys. Peace and God bless.